I'm Shelby from Area 51. Today I'm playing Invoked Metaphys, of all things, and it's a pretty quirky deck. I like it. Round 1 was Altergeist, Glad Beast was my second round. Third round was Pen Magician, and fourth round was Dinos. So first we're running 3 Ragnarok. He's pretty much your normal summon of the deck out of all of them. When he's normal or special, you pretty much banish the top 3 cards of your deck, and he gains 300 for each Metaphys card sent. And whenever he inflicts battle damage, you can special a Metaphys monster from your deck, and then it's banished on end phase. So he's pretty much your normal summon. Next I run triple Dedelius. This guy's pretty good. When he's special summoned, he gets to banish all face-up monsters on the field. So he's pretty much like a Regeki, but it's not destroying. And then you can banish a Metaphys from your deck. When on the standby phase, you can shuffle him back from the banish zone into your deck to banish a Metaphys. So pretty much that's their quirk. On their next standby phase, if they're banished, you can pretty much shuffle him back in and get effects. Him, you just banish another Metaphys from your deck. And next is the Metaphys, or as I like to call the Stratos of the deck. This guy, when he's banished, he searches any Metaphys card on the next standby phase. He's really good, and then when he's special summoned, he banishes all set spells and traps on the field. So you can pretty much go in for like a lot of crazy shenanigans if you can get away with it. Your opponent can obviously chain it. Then next I run 2 of the Tyrant Dragon. Pretty much when he's special summoned, he's a double attacker and he's unaffected by traps until the end of the turn. And then when you shuffle him back into the deck, you pretty much special summon a Metaphys monster, but it's also banished on the end phase of that turn. So pretty much they come back and they banish. They just do the same thing. Next is 2 Decoy Dragon. He pretty much, to round it all up, you cycle him back and forth. You can special summon him, and then when he's in scale, like when your Metaphys monster is targeted for an attack, you can target one of your banished Metaphys, special that, and then banish this for the cost, and it pretty much like stops the attack. Just a lot of text for small card. So that's it for the Metaphys monsters. Next I run 2 Necrophase. What good is a banished deck without Necrophase? This card is just so good. Pretty much normal summon him, shuffle all the banished cards back, he gets 100 attack for each card, and when he's banished from the deck, you and your opponent both banish the top 5 cards face up from your deck. It's really powerful. End game, he's a really good beater, but I like Gold Sarking him for the extra banish. Spicy tech of the deck, 3 Alistair. You normal summon him, search your invocation, and he's honest in hand for your invocation or your invoke monsters. Next, I run 1 Magical Meltdown. I find that the field spell is it's good in the deck, but it's okay because it's searchable, and you really only want to get 1 Macabre off anyway. So, and then I run 1 of the Metaphys field spell. The Factor allows you to normal summon your big guys without tribute, and pretty much on the end phase you banish it. But whenever you want to activate your Metaphys monster's effects, and this is on field, your opponent cannot respond to the activation of their effects. It's really neat. So pretty much the Metaphys can just blow up all the back, or banish all the back row, they can't chain. And then to search the field spells, we have the 2 Terraforming, because it's F2. Next we run the 2 Invocation, because that's really all you need, is 2 Diffusion Summon, and then, the whole shuffle it back and add the Alistair back. Next we run 2 Pot of Desires, because this is a banished deck, you don't care. You get it all back with Necrophase, and it's just a +1, it's really good. The only deck I really endorse this card in. Other than that, I don't like this card. Next I run 2 Soul Absorptions, because why not get 5,000 life points off of a Pot of Desires even if your opponent hashes it. And just anytime anything's banished, you gain 500, it stacks, and it's really powerful. Next I run 3 of the, I'm going to butcher this, but Aestha Metaphys, I don't know how to pronounce this, but pretty much what this does is it fixes your bad hands. You can banish a Metaphys card from your hand to draw a card, and then whenever a Metaphys is banished on either player's turn, you'll get one of the following effects. On your turn, it pretty much your opponent's monsters lose 100 or 500 attack and defense. And then on your opponent's turn, you can switch the battle positions of their monsters. So you can pretty much stop them before they go into battle phase if you can pull off a play like that. Next you run triple Gold Sark, because this pretty much, you get your Necrophase out. This card's just so good. Like, it just gets you so many combos. Till Thunder Dragons get this card hit again, I'm going to play it at 3. Then last for the spells, we run one-dimensional fissure because, you know, let's just banish everything. And for the traps, we're gonna run, you know, Macrocosmos, the brother of defissure. Let's just banish everything. So pretty much, and then next I'm gonna run 2 of the new trap, Metaphys Ascension. I don't like the other one. The other trap's alright. I tried it at 1. It doesn't really synergize well because every time I see it, I don't have a Metaphys to special for my banish zone. But pretty much what this card does is on activation, you discard a Metaphys and then draw a card, and then you can banish a Metaphys from your deck. Yeah, and then if this card is banished, you can add a Metaphys card from your deck to your deck. It's really, really good. It's a very good utility trap. Next, here's some more spice. I run triple Trickstar Reincarnation because let's just banish that hand. You want to add something good to your hand, you know, banish it from your opponent, and it really hurts them. So yeah, this card's at 3 still. Why not abuse it? And then last but not least, I run 1 Waking the Dragon. I ran this at 2 originally, but the problem is I never seen it, and the one time I did see it, my opponent would never hit it. But pretty much what this card does is if your opponent like sends this card off the field, if it gets banished, sent from the field anywhere, you can special any monster from your main deck or extra deck pretty much. It's really powerful. So that's it for our main. For the extra, it's Invoked, so I'm going to run 2 Macabre. That's all I pretty much run for the Invoked. I might later on put a Purgatory in, but right now he's serving his purpose for, you know, what he is. Then I run pretty much FA, the Dawn guy. He pretty much negates his spell or trap by reducing his level by 2. And then next I run Trish because Waking the Dragons, you know, banish more cards. Void Ogre, just to negate stuff if I have to. It's just Awaken the Dragons target. Same for Bills, which, you know, Bills is a wall. Omega to rip a card out of the hand and banish it. Like, there's just, you know, just stuff for synergy, you know. And then let's see, my last 2 targets are Crystal Wing and then the Cyber Dragon package. Because, you know, I actually got to drop this today twice, and it was pretty game-changing to drop a Crystal Wing out of nowhere on your opponent. And then you go into your Cyber Dragon Nova, and then hopefully go into your Infinity. And if they stop that somehow or negate it, you have this to get back as a percussion. It's a double attacker. And then the last card I run is Flame Swordsman. Oh yeah, I run it. 2018, we run in Flame Swordsman, boys. Want to know how I make it? I don't. But I'll explain how I use it. Now, off to the side, we run 2 Eater of Millions, because again, this is a banished deck. There's problem monsters in the game. The biggest monster in this deck is 2,900, and I'm not going to get them out every time. So if there's something problematic you need to get rid of, you banish 5 and fodder for him kind of deal. And you just get rid of a problematic monster. Next I run triple Cosmic Cyclone for like Draco matchups. You gotta banish. You just want to banish stuff, and you gotta get rid of their spells and traps. They can't hit grave. Sorry for the cough. And then next I run 2 Necro Valley because my deck don't care about the graveyard. A lot of decks in the meta right now, they care about their graveyard. I don't care about your graveyard. So let's shut that off. Why don't we? And then next I run 2 Shared Ride because generally with this deck I like to go second. But usually game 2, my opponent might try and make me go first. So this is kind of an option, or just in general, if I set up with this and go second, and I can still, you know, if I have enough stuff to back me up, I can still plus what my opponent tries to add. So that's a good card in general. Next, for when I do have to go second, evenly matched, you know, just banish everything again. Just so much banish for this. It's so good. It's so good. And then next, I play triple DD Dynamite. Now this is for when we go into time. For the new time ruling, this burns for 300 for every card your opponent has banished. So if you can pretty much keep everything banished and you're in a good standing, or if you need that extra little punch of damage, you can throw on your opponent. And then the last card we run, and might as well just throw this Floodgate in, Skill Drain. That actually got me a game today because I can have my Metaphys on the field and they won't banish. So then I still have all these beaters, and my opponent, you know, they need their effects. So, but yeah, this is still too good. I don't know why it's still in the game. Anyways, that's my deck profile. I was running the Invoked Metaphys. Shout outs to Area 51, all my boys over here, Jack, Ken, Rodrigo, everybody here, and one, I didn't forget him. And yeah, that's my deck profile. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, bud.